Okay, we're going to take one last question, is that right?
We have like a minute left.
Okay, so quick.
It is a quick one, sir. I'm a positive person. I'm always in a good mood, but I'm having a hard time finding ammunition for some encouraging things going on right now. Do you have anything that's encouraging in your perspective?
Well, I think what's encouraging is the fact that Ayn Rand's ideas are getting a voice that they never used to get. So Ayn Rand's ideas are out there in the culture in a way that they never were. They're not influential enough yet to change the direction of the culture, but they're out there in an unprecedented way. So 1 million high school kids are probably reading Ayn Rand every year now in high schools as part of the English curriculum. We have 40 plus universities in which Ayn Rand is being taught in the class, where copies of Atlas Shrugged are being handed out to students. We're the first ever chair in the philosophy of objectivism in Ayn Rand's philosophy, in a philosophy department at a major university, University of Texas in Austin. I mean, that's huge. What else? Ayn Rand's ideas are represented on television every single day. There's an objectivist on television, at least on Fox Business News. There's an objectivist on television every single day. Some days twice a day. We're getting more and more editorials out. We're getting more and more commentaries out. We're getting, more and more people are reading the products of objectivism. So from Ayn Rand all the way to to fellows at the Ayn Rand Institute who write editorials for the newspapers and do radio and television interviews. So on an unprecedented level, objectivism is out there in the culture more than any other point in history. Last point, Atlas Shrugged sells 2.5 times more copies today in the bookstores. Sells 2.5 more today than it did when it was a bestseller when it first came out. So, and this is growing every decade. Every decade it sells more on average. So the trend is amazing. I think it's exponential. I think it's a matter of a decade or two before we start having influence on the culture, because it's a numbers game to some extent. It's an ideas game, but once you have the right ideas, it becomes a numbers game. You got to get a critical mass, and I think that's the movement. But in the meantime, what we need is to slow down the progress of the bad guys, and we need all the manpower, all the brain power we can in order to slow that down. So I encourage all of you to do whatever you can to advocate for good ideas, to advocate against the bad ideas, to slow this movement towards collectivism and towards socialism or fascism that this country is moving towards, so we have more time to get to more millions of people, to influence more people, so that the culture ultimately will do a U-turn. Or it's not even a U-turn, it's a new direction completely from any direction it's been in the past. Thank you.